Yeah, okay. All right. So today's class is also going to be on RCs. But before I start this class, for the next classes, our class will be on Monday. So I also want to give you classes on resume writing, okay, email and business letters. I want to be able to give you classes on these topics as well. So I want you guys to decide, by the end of this class, what topic should we go ahead in the next class. Okay. So a few topics that I would suggest you to take up. Uh, a few topics that I would like to take up will be resume writing, okay, or maybe interview questions, okay, or maybe we can also take up a class specifically on verbal reasoning wherein we are doing a parajumbles practice. But I don't think this will be on Monday because on Monday there is an exam for you people on the topics that we've already covered. Okay? Yeah. All right. So for today's class, I've gotten you a few good reading comprehensions, and I've gotten you only three reading comprehensions to be very honest. But each of these reading comprehension is of a different genre altogether. Okay? Yeah, we started it now. Good. It reminds me that I have to always make sure that I'm removing the annotations as soon as I'm putting the shared screen. All right. Now you can't write anything on my screen. I'm hoping. What? How? How? Okay. Okay. All right. That is bad. That's weird. Let me try it again. I have disabled annotations. Yeah, okay, fine. So finally, now you can't write anything on my screen, so I can start my class. Anyways, so yes, today we'll be doing three different genres of an RC. Okay, we will be looking at basically sociology RCs. We'll be looking at science and tech, and we'll be looking at business. Okay, so these will be the three different types of RCs we'll be looking today. Now, I've already told a lot of you that you have to read newspapers, but I'm not sure how many of you are actually, reading the newspaper. Also, Mohit, the timings of the GRE class, you'll have to confirm with Suraj, sir. I am not really aware of the timings. So basically how it works is just like you, even I'm told that my class at this time and I take the class. Okay, all right. Now, without wasting any further time, let's start off with our first RC of the day. Okay, right now the time in my watch is 3:45. Okay, so I want you people to be able to finish this RC by 3:50. Why is my pen writing this way? Okay, I will check my pen in the meanwhile. Yeah, please start. Wow, Avinash, how much time did you take? Nice. 1 minute 30 seconds is very good for this passage. Did you actually understand this passage? Ishwar, how much time did you take, Kana? So, guys, all of you who are saying done, please also mention your time for me. Because see, if you're not mentioning your time, it's of no use, Nana. You have to always measure how much time you're taking. Okay. Also, as I've told yesterday, no, I've showed you a small piece of how flowcharts are made. No, so when you after you've finished reading, no, please make a flowchart for this particular passage. Moment 92 seconds is 1.5 minutes. No, good. That's good. Nice. So 90% of you are doing it less than 2 minutes. Very good. See, what did I tell you on the first day? What did I promise you on the first day? Once you get used to reading passages, there will be no passage that you'll take more than 2 to 2.5 minutes to read. Uh, Lalita, taffeta is basically a synthetic fabric, Nana. Yeah, the words are a little different. That's there. Varsha, it took you 3 minutes. In that case, you'll have to see if you're actually moving your tongue when you're reading. Okay. All right. All right. So, anyways, let me go quickly and explain you this passage. Let's read this together, and I'll explain you this passage right now. Okay. Now, when we are solving any passages on sociology, it's very important for us to understand what is the kind of a emotion that is put down in the passage. Okay. Now, in the 17th century Florentine textile industry, women were employed uh, primarily in low-paying, low-skill jobs. To explain the segregation, so basically, what do I get the first piece of information? Uh, Women, Florentine, low-paid job. Correct? Okay. Now, what is there next? To explain this gender segregation of labor, what do you mean by gender segregation? Look, if you look at this word segregation, yeah, gender bias, okay, sure. But see, when we are looking at this word segregation, Greg, this root word comes from Latin, which is group. Okay? Yes. So segregation is keeping in separate groups. Yes, separating into groups or keeping in separate groups. Okay, so to explain this segregation of labor by gender, economists have relied on the useful theory of human capital. So over here I will write why, and I will write reason is human capital theory, or HCT. Okay. Now, what is this theory? According to this theory, investment in human capital, that is the acquisition of difficult job related skills, generally benefits individuals by making them eligible to engage in well paid occupations. Women's role as child bearers, however, results in interruptions in their participation in the job market. So now we are able to find the first reason why women are being paid less. Correct? For the convenience of all of the class, let me just use a green ink to highlight this. Okay? So from here, women's role is women are being paid less because of this particular issue. Okay? In their participation in the job market, and thus reduces opportunities to acquire training for highly skilled work. Okay, now this is my first point. This is one point that I have to remember. Now look, whenever you're doing any kind of a sociology articles, okay, you'll always have to look for justifications. Okay. Now, very good question, Mamsi Manohar. In case you do not know the meanings of the words in the exam, you'll have to look at them from context. You'll have to try and understand it contextually. Okay, that is why I tell you that you have to read a good amount of newspapers. Because when you're reading newspapers, you'll come across a lot of words that you have no idea of. And each of these words, no, you'll try to understand basing on the situation that is present. So that is known as contextual vocabulary. Okay. All right. Anyways, so that is our first point. We are taking that as a first point. Remember, in all sociology articles, justifications are very important. As in, what is the reason why something is happening is very, very important for you to note down. Next. In addition, the human capital theory explains why there was a high concentration of women workers in certain low skill jobs. That means, what is this human capital theory doing? HCT is doing two things. First thing, it is telling reason why women are not paid more or are paid less. Second, why women take low skill job. Okay, that is what our HCT is telling us. Okay, now what are these low skill jobs? Some low skill jobs are weaving, but not in others such as combing or carding, by positing that because of their primary responsibility in child rearing, women took occupations that could be carried out in the home. So now again, what are we getting to know? Why are women taking the low skill jobs? So basically all the reasons why women are either paid less, or the reason why they are taking low skill jobs is because they have to work from home. Now, at that time, Zoom platform was not there. No, that's why they are doing all this. Anyways, there were, however, difference in pay scales. Okay, there were, however, difference in pay scales that cannot be explained by the human capital theory. Okay, for example, male construction workers were paid significantly higher than female taffeta weavers. So, what is taffeta? Someone I think has already asked me the meaning of this word taffeta. Taffeta is some kind of synthetic fabric, Nana. It's a very colorful material. It's a very colorful synthetic fabric. Okay. Now, the wage difference between these two low skill occupations, again, over here we are coming to some kind of a justification for why there is a wage difference. Okay. Yeah. So the wage difference between the two low skill occupations stems from the segregation of labor by gender, because a limited number of occupations were open to women. There was a large supply of workers in their fields, and this overcrowding resulted in women receiving lower wages and men receiving higher wages. Okay, so this is our last explanation why women are getting lower salaries. Okay, because a limited number of occupations. So from here to this ending part. So this is our point number 3. Okay. So now are you able to understand how do we make summary or how do we make small notes while reading the passage? Yes. So while I was reading this passage itself, I made the notes, no, for this passage. Now in this passage, these are the only points that I think are important for me to remember or understand. Okay. Is that clear? All of you. Nana, combing is preparing to manufacture the wool or something, Nana. So can we move to the questions, all of you? Did you guys understand this passage now? Okay. So question number 1. The passage suggests that combing and carding differ from weaving in that what do you think is the answer? option 2. Okay, option 4, option 1, option 3, option 5. Wow, nice. So people, we've gotten a lot of answers. Okay. Now, okay, let's not deviate a lot. I'll first tell you what's the right answer, and then I'll tell you why it's the right answer. The right answer is answer 2. Okay. And why is that the right answer? Well, look, try to understand what is that question asking you first for. The question is asking you, the passage suggests combing and carding differ from weaving in that how? That means, why should weaving not be the same as combing and carding? And for this, we can see the answer from the last but one part. Correct? In the second paragraph, in our second part, yes, we'll be looking at the answer in the second part. Where is it? Over here. See, in certain low skill jobs such as weaving, but not in others such as combing and carding, by positing that because of their primary responsibility in child rearing and these operations can be carried out in the home. Correct? Am I right or not? So that is why the answer is going to be 2. Okay? Weaving could not be taken in place in home, or combing and carding cannot be taken place in home. Which one? Monica, what's your question, Nana? I'm not able to understand your question. Yeah, the fourth option is what? High skill jobs performed outside the home. No, okay. So that is a contrapositive option, Nana. That's a contrapositive option. No. If you're thinking that the fourth option is correct, that's not the right way to think forward, because let us say I am not a good runner. Does that mean I'm good at swimming? Monica, if I'm saying that I'm not a good runner, does that mean that I'm good at swimming? No, right? The same way, just because a few low skill jobs can be performed by home, does not mean that high skill jobs should be performed outside the home. Okay, so such options are contrapositive options. All right, okay. So let's go to the question number 2. Now, this question is going to be an implied statement question. Yes, Abhi, by others, did they mean other low skill jobs or other than? No, they meant other low skill jobs, Abhi. Combing, carding, both of these are processes that you do for making a wool ready to go into production, Anna. See, when you take out wool, no, for that matter, when you're like brushing or combing your hair or anything, also you get these small dirt pieces and all, no. Yeah, with wool and all, you'll have to take out that dirt and all beforehand before you send it to the manufacturing process. Okay, Charishma. All right. Yeah. So, what will be the answer for this second question, guys? I think this is an easy question, right? 90% of you giving me the right answer. Avinash, no, your answer is wrong. Yes, the correct answer, my dear friends, is option 1. Okay. Now, a lot of you are having some common confusion between option 1 and option 4. Correct. So let's be very clear over here. Option 1 and option 3. So let's be very clear here. What is he asking? Which of the following, if true, would most weaken the explanation provided by human capital theory for women's concentration in certain occupations? First of all, tell me, what is the human capital theory telling us about women's concentration in certain occupations? Over here, I've made a note of this. No, see, it's telling us about how women are paid and why women take such low paid jobs. Correct? Now, which of these options is telling us that if women were unlikely to work outside the home, even in occupations whose house were flexible enough to allow women to accommodate domestic tasks as well as paid labor? What does that mean? For example, there is my support system. That is, let's say there's a woman whose husband is ready to take care of the child. But still, if the woman is not going to go outside and work, then that is going to weaken the explanation that's provided by human capital theory. Correct? Until now, what are we assuming? We are assuming that women are not able to go outside and work. But if I tell you that no, women are able to go outside and work, but they are not ready to go outside and work, that is weakening my stand. No. Are you guys able to understand? Are you guys able to understand? So the right answer will be 1. Okay? All right, good. Let's go forward. Question number 3. Bhavita, are you giving me the answer for question 3 or question 2, Nana? Someone is asking me the meaning of plausible. Plausible is probable, Nana, reasonable. I think in this context, it's reasonable. Okay. A lot of you are giving me wrong answers. Yamni, yeah, your answer is correct. Okay, all right. Anyways, let's try to understand the question again. KNRK, yes, your answer is correct. Akshita, yes, your answer is correct. Navita, correct. Purnendu, wrong. Sorry. Varsha, wrong. Sorry. Deepak, sorry, wrong. Okay, anyways, the author of the passage would be most likely to describe the explanation provided by the human capital theory for the high concentration of women in certain occupations in 17th century Florence textile industry as. Now, what is he trying to tell in this thing? Try to break this question down and try to understand it. Maybe you are not able to understand the question properly. That's why you're going wrong in the reasoning behind the answer. So let's try to understand this question. See, we want to see what will the author most likely describe. That means we want author's opinion. Correct? Okay. And what else? Explanation provided by the human capital theory. Okay. For what? For high concentration of women in some occupations. Okay. And what was these occupations? These occupations were combing, guarding, and all of these. But did he tell us exactly why they are doing all this, or did he just think that this might be one of the reasons? Okay, so he started off by telling us that there are multiple reasons, one of which is babies. Second one is can work from home. So hashtag lockdown they could do, correct? So anyways, he's saying these things. And this is a good foundation. This is one of the right ways to start. But did he complete these arguments? No. These arguments were left incomplete. All right. So we can take the answer to be well-founded, though incomplete. Now, what do we mean by difficult to articulate? That means we can't put it in words. This means we can't put it in words. Okay. Plausible but poorly substantiated means it is possible. Let us say it is reasonable. Okay. But justification is missing. But that's not what we've seen. No, we've seen that justification is given. No, in the passage, what did we see? We saw that the justifications are being given. Okay. Yes or no? Look here. I've already written this. We've seen that all the justifications I am underlining in green ink. Correct. So the justifications have been given. However, it is not properly completed. Okay. It's definitely not seriously flawed. Okay, it's definitely not seriously flawed. Is my screen visible? Harshita, is it visible now? Okay, okay, all right. Okay. Now, when we are saying contrary to recent research, this option again, you guys might think that this is a good option to think because right now, women are coming outside and they're working and everything. But again, we don't know if that author lived till 2020, no? So when the author is giving us about 1790s or 1970, one of these two things, okay, I'm not sure which date he's talking about. Yes, we'll have to talk about that particular point only. So option 4 and 5 are very wrong options. However, 3 can be taken, but again, as I've told you, there are justifications. Okay, 2 again is a immensely wrong answer. 2 again is very wrong. 1 will be a right answer. Okay, all right. Can we move on? Okay. Now, your second passage is on science and technology today. Okay. So this passage, I'm going to talk to you about coral reefs. Do you guys know what coral reefs are? Okay. So in this passage, I'll talk to you about coral reefs. Here, please go through this passage. Avinash, don't worry. Once you read this passage, you'll get a preliminary idea of what the coral reef is. Yes, down the sea or ocean. Good, good, good. Yeah, 1 minute 20 seconds is a good time, Nana. Avinash, 1 minute 20 seconds is really good time. Sri Lakshmi, the answer for the last one is first one, Nana. The answer for last question is 1. Yeah, 1 minute 30, 1 minute 40, 1 minute 50, 58 seconds. Yeah, that's good, Ishwar. Very good. Less than a minute is a very good time for this passage. But do you understand the passage, Ishwar, if you're reading so fast? Guys, see, my whole point is the faster you're reading, it's very good. I'm very happy about it. But you should be able to completely understand the passage. If you're able to understand the passage, Ishwar, that's very good. 58 seconds is an amazing time for this passage. Varsha, 2 minutes is not bad. It's okay. But Varsha, I'm again telling you, maybe you are, trying to, how do I say? Maybe you're moving your tongue. You're speaking these things out. So, guys, those of you who are taking a lot of time, please try to consciously stop moving your tongue. Try to read it in your mind. If you read it in your mind, it's going to be very easy. Sirisha, this took you 4 minutes, 11 seconds. Okay, but all right, that's fine. No problem. Sirisha, I would recommend you to start reading a few good non-fiction books. Okay, Abhi, the same goes for you. Dude, Avinash, Zooxanthellae is a kind of an organism. It's the name of a type of algae. The time is 4:12, so can we start reading this passage now? Yeah, all right. So coral reefs are one of the most fragile, biologically complex and diverse marine ecosystems on the earth. Okay. This ecosystem is one of the fascinating paradoxes of the biosphere. How do we clear and thus nutrient poor waters support such prolific and productive communities? Yesterday we saw the meaning of the word prolific. No, what's the meaning of the word prolific, guys? What, no one knows the meaning of the word prolific, yeah? Yes, rapid growth, spreading very fast. Okay, yeah, or spreading numerously in numbers. All right, okay. So prolific and productive communities. So what is he saying? He's saying that coral reefs are blah blah blah. That means he's giving us a description of coral reefs. And what is he saying about that ecosystem? He's saying that this ecosystem is one of the fascinating paradoxes. What is a paradox? A paradox is something that is both true yet not true. Okay. Now, what is the paradox in this? The paradox is how clear and thus nutrient poor waters are supporting such a great life form. That means what? If you have a lot of nutrients, there will be a very rapid growth of organisms. But over here, what is happening? Clear waters are supporting such kind of a growth. Okay, so that is our paradox. So I want you to underline this part or write down what the paradox is somewhere down. So what's the paradox? No nutrients, but too much growth. Okay, that is first thing. Next, part of the answer lies within the tissue of the corals themselves. Symbiotic cells of the algae known as zooxanthellae carry out photosynthesis using the metabolic wastes of the coral, thereby producing food for themselves, for their corals, hosts, and even for other members of the reef community. This symbiotic process allows organisms in the reef community to use sparse nutrient resources efficiently. Unfortunately for coral reefs, however, a variety of large human activities are causing worldwide degradation of shallow marine habitats by adding nutrients to the water. Okay, so what are we understanding? Here also, humans are only the villain. Okay, so what are we doing? We are adding a lot of what? Nutrients to the water, because of which there is degradation of shallow marine habitats. Okay, agriculture, slash and burn land clearing, sewage disposal, and manufacturing that creates waste byproducts all increase the nutrient loads in water. Okay, so he's asked if we ever get a question, how are humans contributing? Then humans are contributing by all these different methods. So we can start from here and we can go till this part. Okay, this is all human contribution. Okay, now typical symptoms of the reef decline are destabilized herbivore populations and an increasing abundance of algae and filter feeding animals. Okay, so these are the symptoms. How do we recognize that the reef is declining? We recognize reef is declining with these symptoms. So let me just make a small note of this also. Okay, next. Declines in reef communities are consistent with the observations that the nutrient input is increasing in direct proportion to the growing human population. So what is he saying? If I'm considering more human, then more nutrients. Okay. So how many points did we note down so far? This is our first point. This is our second point, third point, then fourth point. Yes? Okay. Now, what will happen if more humans grow? Thereby, look here, we have thereby threatening reef communities sensitive to subtle changes in nutrient inputs to water. That means if this fourth point happens, so let me just write it over here. Okay. If 4 happens, then what? Sensitive reef is gone. Yes? Okay. All right. Fine. So now can we go forward and look at the questions? Do all of you understand the passage? So there are 5 main points that we can write down in this passage while reading this. Okay. I've mentioned these 5 main points on the slide. If you want, you can copy these 5 main points before we go to the questions. So can I move to the questions? Okay. All right. So this is our question number 1, guys. Subtle is very little. I mean, not in a very, how do I put it? Not in a very direct manner. Okay, subtle is not in a very direct manner. Yes, this is question number 1, Kana. You have 2 minutes to solve this. Please start. Oh, wow. Wow, all of you are saying 2, except for Vaibhavi. Only Vaibhavi thinks the answer is 3. The rest of you think the answer is 2, huh? Is there a difference between 1 and 2? Wow, okay. Ritwin, just give me 1 minute. I'll explain you what it is. Anyways, so see, the first option says describing the effects of human activities on algae in coral reefs. Okay. Now, Richard, do you remember the first class where I spoke about the train example, the Indian Railways, and whose mistake it is? So whenever we are looking at any question that says primary purpose, okay, so the main point of primary purpose questions, you should always ask, why did the author say all this? Okay, now see, if we were to only tell about the effects, we could have also given a detailed statistical data. But we wanted to explain how exactly a human activity is posing a threat to these communities, no? Because look, from this part of the what is this passage, the last but one part over here, declines in the reef communities are consistent with observations and all this, and thereby, again, if you look at this part, thereby threatening reef communities is given, no? So this will be a major consideration for this particular answer, Kana. Okay. So the right answer is option 2. Some of you are asking me about option 5. What is option 5? Describing the abundance of algae and filter feeding. Why, Nana? Where did we describe the abundance of algae and filter feeding, Nana? We just mentioned one point about that, no? But the whole passage is not really talking about it, no? The whole passage is talking about how these, human activities are leading to a decline in the coral reef space. Correct? So 5 won't be your answer, Kana. All right, let's go to question 2. Yeah, again, Vivek, when you're saying that passage also describes how they make food, let's be very honest, they're not describing that only point in the entire passage. But throughout the passage, the idea that's been repeated is option 2. Correct. So that's why option 4 cannot be the right answer. So you are confused between options 1 and 5. Okay. Yeah, that confusion is normal. Don't worry, Nana. It's completely fine to have a confusion. Now, look, my simple suggestion is if you're writing, if you're writing an exam for the CRT, then definitely mark the answer and come. But if again you're writing any exam like CAT or something, if you're confused between two options, my suggestion is leave that question. Because if you're not sure about which answer is you're going to mark, I don't think you should mark that answer. Okay. Anyways, the right answer for this question is option 1. Where's my mouse? Okay, yeah. The right answer for this question is option 1. Okay. All right. Now, in this option, the question, if you are looking carefully, the passage suggests which of the following about coral reef communities, correct? Now, in the passage, what are we telling? Coral reef communities may actually be more likely to thrive in waters that are low in nutrients. Yes, because first thing he told this directly. This is told directly in para 1. Indirectly, he also told when we are increasing nutrients because of the increased human value, there is decrease in coral reefs. Correct. So both directly and indirectly, this point is giving us the answer. Okay. Now, some of you are telling me that 5th option should be the right answer, no? Like a few of you are confused between option 5. No, now look, coral reef communities are more complex and diverse than most ecosystems located on dry land. Yes, fine. Maybe, maybe not. But again, did he tell that in the passage? As long as he's not mentioned that part in the passage, we cannot continue to think about it. Okay. Now, if you're telling that, they mentioned it in the passage in an indirect manner because of this thing, because of the first part wherein they're talking about diverse, again, they mention marine ecosystems. Okay. So marine is in water, no? So they are not talking at all about dry lands. Okay. So you guys, you need to be very, very careful when you are reading the passage. That is why I'm telling you, when you're making notes like this, see, if you're making these notes, these small notes, they will definitely help you get a better understanding of the passage altogether. Okay? All right. Can we move to the next question? Okay. Take 2 minutes and please solve this question. A lot if you're giving me answers as 5, 2, 1. Okay, so someone is giving 4 also. ఎవరికైనా 3 అనిపిస్తున్న ఆన్సర్ అది కూడా చెప్పండి, అదొకటి వదిలేడు ఎందుకు ఇంకా. సాయి కిరణ్ బాగా చెప్పారు నాన్న. Okay, all right. Lot of you have given me a lot of different answers. So it's time for me to tell you the right answer. Now look, the right the meaning of the word sustenance. Sustenance is continuation. Continuing. Okay. All right. So anyways, I'll tell you the correct answer. The correct answer is option 1. Okay, I'll tell you why. The author refers to filter feeding animals in order to, first of all, let's go back to the passage and look at what is he talking about filter feeding animals. Okay, filter feeding animals, where are we talking about filter feeding animals at all in this entire passage? Is it hiding anywhere somewhere? Over here in the last para, no? See, typical symptoms of reef decline are destabilized herbivore populations and increasing abundance of algae and filter feeding animals. Correct? So what is he telling? If a coral reef system is declined, it has lost its health, then there will be an increase in filter feeding animals. Correct? That's correct, no? So which option tells that properly? Only the first one, no? That filter feeding animals is providing an example of reef deterioration. Again, deterioration means spoiling. Now is it clear? So this answer is very degradation. So this answer is very direct answer, Nana. See, we should first try to understand the question. A lot of you are not trying to understand the question. You're just trying to give the answer. Please try to sit calmly and understand the question once. If you understand the question, then the answer is right in front of your eyes. Well, if you don't understand the question also, answer is right in front of your eyes, but that's a different issue. Anyways, so question number 4, last question for the day. By the way, I have a homework for you. So in this PDF, there's one more passage that I've given, and that passage is purely on business. So that will be your homework. And all of you, please make sure that you're sending me a mail of the answers along with the explanations. Okay, either mail or WhatsApp, whatever works for you, but please make sure that you're sending me the answers with the explanation. Without explanation, no, it's no use, Nana. Okay, again, my mail ID and my WhatsApp number, I will be putting on the all chat. I'm putting it on the all chat currently, so you guys can all see. Anyways, what do you think is the answer? This is my mail ID and this is my WhatsApp number. I've put it in the all chat again. So yeah, 55555223255555. Oh my god, so a lot of you think that 5 is the answer, huh? Okay, all right, I'll wait for like 1 more minute to see if I'm getting any more other different answers, and then I'll tell you the answer. But I think the answer is very clear. This question is extremely clear. Okay, so which of the following is a factor that is threatening the survival? Now look, if we go back here, straight away, if I'm going back to the points that I've noted also, which is a factor that's threatening the survival, look at points 4 and 5. In points 4 and 5, I mentioned no, how it's threatening the survival. Yes, so look and tell me what can be the answer. Is it waters that inhabit contain few nutrient sources? No. But what? Waste byproducts. Look at this. Look at this part. When I'm saying waste byproducts result in an increase in nutrient input. This is nothing but human activity increasing, nutrients increasing, or human activity increasing, as a result waste increasing, as a result nutrients increasing, as a result coral reefs decreasing. No? Yes or no? So the right answer will be answer 5. Okay? Is that clear? All right, guys. So this is all for today. Is that number correct? I guess that number is correct. I don't know where that number is. I'm putting my number again. It's 900-373-1060. Okay, 900-373-1060. Okay, so that is the number. Anyways, Abhi, you don't need to worry, Nana. I will be posting this PDF immediately right now on my website. So you can go there. The PDF's title will be RCCRT GVP 2. Sorry, 3. This is the third class, no? So the title for this PDF will be Reading Comprehension for your campus recruitment tests in the college Gayatri Vidya Parishad, class number 3. Okay? Yes, so you guys can download this PDF, solve the example. If you look outside, the weather is very, very beautiful. It's a very pleasant day. So maybe you guys can take your phone, go onto your terrace, maybe take a piece of paper, solve this, passage, and then come back, give me the answers. Have a a relaxed mindset when you're doing it. You don't need to worry about anything. Take your own time, and tomorrow apparently you'll have a test, right? So 1 minute, let me just confirm if it's tomorrow or Monday. Let me just get this confirmation. So yes, so on Monday you'll have a test, okay, on all the topics that we have covered so far. So yeah, please make sure that you are looking at all the notes that you have made, the flashcards that you have made, okay, and please do follow the newspaper. The Hindu newspaper has good English standards. If you're not able to follow the newspaper, I would suggest you to go on to the TV channel Republic Live or WION News or CNN News 18. One of these 3 news channels, these media houses, they're unbiased. Okay, not you Republic. Oh yeah, Republic is one of the good newspapers because Arnab Goswami, at 9 o'clock he debates. TOI, well, yeah, Republic is unbiased to a certain extent, Samhita. We can debate this at a very good extent. If you want, you can mail me regarding this. But yeah, compared to APB News, I'm pretty sure that Republic is very unbiased. Okay. Anyways, that's not the contention of this class or the group chat. I'm not publicizing or advertising for any of the news media houses. But anyways, the test will be on Monday, Nana. I'm not sure when it will be conducted. Mr. Girish is also on this group chat. Mr. Girish will be giving you the further details regarding test. Okay. And is there any website for the test? Well, for preparation, you can go on to aptitudeexperts.in. Okay. See, this is the third paragraph with 4 questions. Okay. Now, I mentioned the link also where you can go and get all the material for this, test. Yes. All the material will be both from aptitude and verbal. Okay. So you guys can practice on this website. And yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye. Take care.